So if you guys want to know my process, here's what I look for. I look for the biggest percent gainer, and then I work my way down. I'm only looking at stocks like 20% or more. So if you look here, you got LMFA at up 22%. This GAUZ is only up 16. So more than likely, I'm going to stop at LMFA. I might just kind of scroll down and see what some of these others look like, but I'm not too focused on them. I'm more focused on these big percent gainers up here, right? They're the ones with the biggest percent gain, but also probably the ones with the most volume. So volume, liquidity, volatility, that's what we're kind of looking for, especially as day traders, swing traders. So looking for the biggest percent gainers, and I just work my way down. So we're going to start with INKT. So the next thing I look for after I start looking for the biggest percent gainers, so that your scanner is going to take care of this for you. But once you start clicking on stocks, then I start looking at the daily chart, right? I'm looking at the daily chart, which is down here. So it's a 1 year, 1 day chart. So this whole chart down here represents 52 weeks, and each candle represents 1 day of trading action. So what I'm looking for, first thing I look for is volume, right? Where's the most volume traded? It's back here on this day, which is only 350,000. Is that it? Yep. So not even 1 million shares traded. What do we got here today? We got 685, 2. So we've got a little over 1 million. So it's got the most volume traded in the last 52 weeks. All right, so let's do this. I might not trade this, but I'll just kind of show you this. Ticker INKT. So volume is it trading more volume than any other day in the last 52 weeks? That's a yes. So let's do this one here, so we can do it all, read and enter at the same time. So yes, it has traded more volume today than it has in the last 52 weeks. And we can tell that by the volume down here, right? Highest volume day was right here, 350. We've traded 685 just on this 15-minute candle. So that is a yes. Is it a first green day? Yes. I mean, I guess you can consider this a first green day, but I mean, I'm looking for big moves. So like this would be a first green day right here. I guess you could consider this a first green day, but you see it's kind of consolidating. So we got a big move. So today's the first green day. So check. So where is it at on the chart? Is it a first green day, or has the stock been trending up for a while and overextended? So if it was this day here, that's kind of overextended. It's been going up, and then I would be like, I'm not too sure about it. But since we've been consolidating, we're pushing higher. It's the first green day. Then I start looking at where it's at. It's at $28. So is it close to overhead resistance? Is it near the 52-week high or all-time high? So if we're at right now 22.57, the 52-week high was 13.79. So it is above the 52-week high right now. The all-time high is 222. So no, it's not at all-time highs, but it is at 52-week high. So, first green day near 52-week high, yes. Near all-time highs, no. And then the last thing I look for on the daily chart is the chart choppy? Does it have a lot of failed spikes with no follow through? So it's kind of choppy here and back here, but when it gets going, look, we've got multiple green days in a row. Same here, we got multiple green days in a row. So it has been known to have multiple green days, basically a run, right? So is it choppy, failed spikes? No, so don't click that. If you click that, it gives me a red. Kind of like a be cautious, right? So then the next thing I come down to after I finish looking at the daily chart, those are the 4 things I look for on the daily chart. Then I want to know why the stock is up. Does it have news? Is it a sympathy play off a recent runner or a hot sector? Like, is this in the crypto sector? Is it a chat room pump? I just kind of want to know why it's up. So what I do for that is I come down here on Thinkorswim, and they got a little news tab. I always keep this up, and then I just scroll and I look to see INKT Therapeutics announces publication in INKT titled Salvage Therapy with Allogenic Invariant natural killer cells in a heavily pre-treated germ cell tumor. All right, that's quite a bit. I don't know what any of that means. Let's see what this one says. Announces publication of complete remission following allogenic INKT cell therapy and metastatic testicular cancer. So complete remission after failure on complete remission. Yeah, so I don't know. This is I have to dive a little deeper into that, but so yeah, testicular cancer news. Some publication seems to be decent news. Nothing super crazy, so let's say cancer news. I mean, is it significant? It's questionable. Is it in a hot sector? No. Hot sector, remember, is crypto right now, so it's not in a hot sector. This is basically a biotech, more than likely. So that brings us into our next. My next step in the process is I just go to dilution tracker. I look, what sector is it in? I'm looking for stocks in hot sector. If it's not in a hot sector, or if it's in a hot sector, you will usually know by the news. So, like I said, I can tell this is a biotech or some type of health stock, right? Health sector. So this is not in the crypto space. What country is it out of? If it's from China, I kind of avoid China stocks sometimes. Those can be really sketchy. How much is the float? So that's another thing I'll look at on dilution tracker. What is the float? So I'm looking for stocks under 50 million. The smaller the float, the less the volume it needs to move. So if the float's 1 million and it's trading 1 million in volume, that's enough to move the stock, right? But if it's got a 50 million float and it's trading 1 million volume, it's not likely going to move that stock very much, right? So the smaller the float, the more explosive moves, the more volatile. So if it's too small of a float, you kind of got to be careful of that too, because you can get some really crazy whipsaw up and down moves. But so the smaller the float, the less volume they need to move. I'm also looking for float rotation. So float rotation is basically the stock is trade. The volume is more than the float. So if the float is 1 million and the stock's trading 2 million or even just 1 million, then it rotated the float, right? So I'm looking at that on dilution tracker, and then I'm looking at how much cash do they have. So if they're low on cash, if a stock's spiking and they're able to do an offering, that's a perfect time for them to raise capital right into a spike. So if they're low on cash, I'm kind of leery. I mean, it's not going to stop me from trading it. I'm just aware that they're more likely to have an offering. And then I also look at warrants, convertible notes, if they have any registered ATMs or registered shelves. Any dilution I look at. Again, it doesn't stop me from trading it. I just kind of want to be aware of what's going on. So let's go to dilution tracker, and I'll go over what. So INKT. So like I said, the first thing I'm kind of looking at is what sector it's in. I already know this is not in a hot sector, but you can go up and see this is biotech, healthcare. You can tell that by the news, right? And the next thing I'm looking for, we'll do this. The next thing I'm looking for is what country it's out of. So the country's right here. You can see it's U.S. stock, so it's not out of China. So we don't have to click. Let's do this. Bam. So we're good there. Next, float. The float is 1.02 million. So we got float and outstanding shares. So I'm looking at the float. I really don't care about the outstanding shares. This is how much. This is the shares available for the public to trade. So that's what I'm looking at. 1.02 million. So it's over a million. It's under 10 million. It's under 50 million. So I checked under 10 million. And then I can also go here and I look at 685, right? 685,000. It's 277. So right there we're basically at a million. We got another 226, 356. So we have already rotated the float. So float rotation, daily volume is more than the float. Remember, the float is 1.2. We've traded over that already pre-market. So yes, it's rotated the float. Cash on hand. Company has 3.8 months of cash on hand. So does it have 12 months or more? No. Like I said, this is not a deal breaker to me. I just know, like, be more leery. There's a possible offering coming, right? So then, as far as shelves go and all that, warrants. So this one's pretty clean, actually. They just have a registered shelf. It's restricted by baby shelf, yes. So that means they can only dilute so much, right? So there's no S1. Take this off here. Take that off there. There's no warrants. The only thing they have is a registered shelf. So it's possible that they could have an offering, but actually not. Maybe not very likely. We'll see. This is way, way up here. Super small float too. 1 million. So yeah. Then after all that, the next step is I start looking for setups on the 15-minute time frame or larger. So my setup is basically just a bull flag, something similar to this, only I'm looking more for something like this, kind of 30-minute. I'd like to see another green candle on this 30-minute. So this is not ideal for me, but it's something I could possibly play. If I did, I would use this low here of 20.20, so $20.20. This low right here, this low right there. I'd be using that as my risk level. It's probably this low right here, isn't it? No, it's this low right here. Yeah, so 20.20 right here. But not a fan of buying pre-market. I like to see what it does when the market opens. So this thing, I probably will not trade, but it will go on my morning watch list, my gap and crap reversal setup. So like I said, I just go down the line then. And if I'm not explaining all that to you, it goes way quicker. So I'll kind of do it in real speed here on this one. So looking at the daily chart, I can already tell you that we have a lot of one and done, right? A lot of failed spikes. Spike fail, spike fail, spike fail, spike fail. No follow through, no spike, another green day, just spike fail, right? So that's a red flag. Next thing is volume. Most volume traded was back here on this day. 163, almost 164 million shares. So what are we trading today? Easy way to do that, to see what we're trading on the day, just go, like in pre-market, just go the 4 hour. We got 49. So we haven't traded the most volume in the last 52 weeks either. So let's go here. We just did, what's this? We just did SGN. SGN. 52 week volume? No. It kind of spiked yesterday and failed. So is it first green day? I'd say no, actually. Near 52 week highs? No. Near all-time highs? No. Choppy failed spikes? Yes. Crypto news. So let's go now. Let's see what the news says. Tariff situation weighs on investor sentiment, driving pre-market losses for U.S. futures. Signing. This is signing day sports. Shares are trading higher after the company announced it has made advancements regarding its business combination with one blockchain. So yes, it has news. It's crypto news. Significant? Nah, it's kind of fluffy, pumpy bullshit. So let's go to dilution tracker, SGN. Yeah, sector. Yes, it's in a hot sector. No, it's not China. Float is 3.5, so it's under 10 million. What was the flow? What was the volume today? for the 4-hour chart. 49. So yes, it's rotated the float. Daily volume, rotate the float, yes. Do they have cash? No. Let's see. We got an offering withdrawn 2024. Got some warrants registered at $1.25, so I can come here and put $1.25. More warrants at $5.76. Those are registered. So $5.76. Remaining warrants. So total warrants issued. Those are probably gone by now, I think. But what price is this thing at? $1.20 something. Yeah. So they got warrants at 48 cents. 48 cents. Convertible notes 414 or 1440. 1440. $48. They got an open ATM, yeah. Convertible notes. That's terminated. Registered shelf, yes. So, lots of possible dilution. Oh, and then I guess the other thing I didn't mention on this isn't a first green day bounce. This is gonna be a possible gap and crap reversal. This would be a possible gap and crap reversal, but this is, you can see the difference. Green, nothing, red. We do have some green here. Green is a hot sector, so if this is green here, this would be a real good one. So INKT, if this was in a hot sector, significant news, this would be a great one. And even better if it's at all-time highs. But, so this is a possibility. Probably won't trade it because it's not in a hot sector. I'm looking for hot sector plays today. But this is a possibility. This is not a possibility. So, once I see all this, I go over and look on the chart. I'm like, do I really even want to play this? Probably not. Will I put it on my scanner to watch, or my watch list? Yes, but always be aware of what you found out, right? What you found in your DD or your research. So you can still play it, but just know that there's a good chance this stock is going to have an offering, dilute on you. It's just a little more risky. Doesn't mean it can't play out. It just means it has to be a ideal pattern, in my opinion, which this one is not really. And it's close, but yeah, I'm not playing this one. So